Hey guys, Joe with Car Audio, and I got Jordan here, and we are actually doing a radio install. Jordan, you want to tell us a little bit about this install?
Yes. So we had a customer come in earlier this week with a 2010 Chevy Camaro that they bought brand new. They actually had a pre-order and they waited about 9 months for it. For the past 15 years, it's been perfect just how it is, and recently they wanted to upgrade the radio. So they came in and we went with the Sony 4000 and the vehicle-specific Maestro dash kit.
I want to have him go ahead and install that. We'll get some time-lapse video of that, and I want to show you why we went with the Maestro-specific dash kit and the features that it can do. Alright guys, while Jordan is installing that radio and Maestro piece, I'm going to explain to you a little bit about what it does and how to tell if the radio is capable of doing so. So first and foremost, we have a lot of different radios to choose from. I mean, you got single DINs, double DINs, floating screens, JVC, Sony, Alpine, you name it. Now, you may have seen something on here kind of like Sirius XM Ready. Then you might also see something down here that says Maestro or Maestro compatible. On your radio, you can go into your settings, go to application, and then you have this thing that says Maestro here. What that'll do is some vehicles, when you change it out, you have to buy a really expensive dash kit where it changes your AC controls, your TPMS lights, steering controls, all of that stuff. Maestro communicates through CAN bus with the vehicle and supplies you with all of those settings through the radio, and then some. So Maestro will actually give you 0 to 60 or quarter mile and so on and so forth. And that is what we're hooking up today on the Camaro, so it can retain all of its functions through the aftermarket radio. Now, not every radio has Maestro. Like we go to this one here, we go to settings. There is no option for Maestro, it's not compatible. And same thing with the JVC over here, it may or may not be. So when we go into here, actually this one is because they changed it. So this one can do Maestro, vehicle info, satellite radio, Bluetooth streaming, obviously that's standard, gauges, climate, radar detector integration, and parking assist. So you can actually integrate a K40 system or another radar detector system into the Maestro that pulls up on the radio, so no more having to drill holes and put little lights. That's the big kicker with the Maestro. And then it's a vehicle specific dash kit. So if you own a Chevy Camaro, you already know the dash kit's going to be expensive because you got the, you know, the weird looking knobs down there that we had to either pull out, replace, and half time may not work. In my honest personal opinion, using the Maestro kit on that car is going to work more reliably and give you a ton more features than what you had before. And it's not just for Camaro. Go to Maestro's website, type in your year, make, model, and you can look up to see if your vehicle is compatible. And there are some cars out there that say it's compatible, but all it does is give you factory amp retention or steering controls. At that point, it's not worth it. Don't do it. If it's retaining your door chimes, telling your doors open, TPMS, all that stuff, fantastic. Ford, Mustang, Chevy, Camaro, all these things, all these other kinds, even Volkswagen, they make these and it retains a lot of the factory systems that you would lose with a normal dash kit. So this is why it's important to know what is capable in your radio and what your vehicle can handle. This is the radio, he's got the dash kit, he's got the wiring harness. Let me show you what the harness contains, and then let's check on him and see how close he is to being done. Here it is, nice and installed. So the main real cool factor here is the fact that we no longer have the boobies down here. And we actually have 2 USBs, an HDMI, and a auxiliary port down here with the new dash kit. And then all the other AC unit that was down here is now up here on the dash kit. So our fan speed, temperature, defrost, and then we even have programmable 3, 4, 1, and 2 options on the dash kit through Maestro. And then you have your climate control. When you turn that on, it actually pulls up on the screen. I can change my heating and my air fan speed as well. And then if we come up here, we can hit the cluster. Not that we really need the gauges from down here to up here or from over there to here, but now I do. I have my low percentage, my fuel intake, RPM, mile per hour, and then you can even come in here with the 3 dots. You can select your gauges. You can change which gauge does what. You can do OB2 communication as well by clearing codes that are on the car without a scanner. You can plug that in through the radio, and now it's communicating all this data information, and you can clear those codes. If you want to go into the fun mode, hey, if you want, let's figure out how fast 0 to 60 is on this Camaro. It's a cool little feature. And then your quarter mile down here, braking, mile per hour, and then your intake temperature. There are a ton of cool little features on this thing. And then on top of that, it retains your factory amplifier, your Bose system, your shaker system, whatever system you have in the vehicle. Maestro is going to be able to retain most of that. Now, you do want to check Maestro's website, see that it retains it, because some vehicles work, some vehicles do not. That's why it's vehicle-specific dash kit and harness to be plugged into this car. How likely are you to want to do this by yourself, not as a professional, someone who's just coming out the street, not having any knowledge?
Day one, if I ordered this thinking that I could do it myself, I would end up at CarPlay Car Audio 47 minutes later. Whenever you get the Maestro piece, sometimes it'll look plug and play, as people like to say. 95% of the time, it's not just plug and play. You still have to go through and do specific things. It's not just taking the radio and plugging it in, everything's done. You have to do certain wiring on certain vehicles. It differs from radio brand to brand. So if it was a Pioneer, maybe it would plug right in, but with this Sony, we had to essentially hardwire it instead of just being able to plug and play, quote unquote.
Yeah. And the other main thing is we still have to flash.
Yes, we do have to flash, and that's where you can go in and change, you know, the settings on 1, 2, 3, and 4 on the switches to do whatever you would like them to do.
If you go to your settings on the Sony radio, now every radio is going to look a little different. I want to scoot you up here so you can kind of see what I'm doing. We're going to go ahead and just one click to where the motor's not running. Sweet. Click it one more, on, ignition's on. Perfect. So we're going to go to application. Now this is Sony. You have your Maestro. Come in here, and we're going to shut the doors because I can't stand the dinger. So with Maestro, you can also get like the RR2, where it has Bluetooth, where you can Bluetooth straight to the RR unit, and that be your source of sound. Why you'd want that? Not really sure. It just gives you diversity. You can go to your Maestro input level, and you can change this down or up. So application, you go to Maestro settings. So now we can change, hey, I got hands-free calling. I can use the vehicle's Bluetooth, or I can use the radios. I prefer to use the radios, but if you decide you want to use a factory, you can use a factory and not have to run an aftermarket microphone. Now every vehicle will have different settings, but this is just a generalized idea of what it can do for you. They make this to where it's super easy to integrate into and retain all your factory settings. So if there's some settings you don't want to lose, like these listed here, you can buy a Maestro piece, and now you have all those features retained and then some. Now let's go to Maestro features. So the Maestro module, we can do diagnostics, audio gain, master reset, accessory during crank. So if you want your radio to stay on while you're cranking your car and not shut off, you can turn that on. Your gauges. Let's select a gauge just to see what they have. Let's do center gauge. RPM, throttle, timing, torque, transmission fluid temperature. And that's just for the center. The top left is 0 to 60 or vehicle speed. There is an absolute ton of, excuse my language, but just crap that you could do on this radio through all of these different gauges, like boost vacuum and braking distance. I had that on the Golf. I threw my the boost on my radio so I can see, hey, I'm topping out 22 PSI.
That's awesome.
That is pretty cool. But let's talk about the buttons up here. Let's go info. If I hit the info button up here, it pulls up my PSI, my battery voltage, and my check engine light. There's no check engine lights on right now. If there was, it would show me. Go ahead and open your door and let me see if it tells me if my door's open. Hey, look at that. It tells me if my door's open. Because on some cars, it just says door ajar. This will tell you physically which door it is. Now it's a coupe, so you have one of two options to check. But on a 4-door or van or something like that, it can be helpful. And then you got your PSI as well, as long as your vehicle has actual PSI readers. To get to this option, it's different for every vehicle. With this vehicle, since it has the dash, it incorporates it with that button. Now, if we go down over to gauges, brings us back to gauges. We've already gone over that. Options 1, 2, 3, and 4, they're not going to do anything until we specifically tell it to do what we want it to do. So if you have, let's say, air ride or LED underglow or whatever may be the case, you can add something to this, hit this button, and now we've activated a relay to activate the add-on that we put in the car. If somebody wanted to put nitrous on their vehicle, and you wanted to purge it, instead of having a physical button inside the car or something hanging out here, we can manipulate it through the buttons on the dash, hit number 1, and there you go, you got a little purge of nitrous on the hood or wherever it comes out. That would be sick. And then number 2, you lay out your air ride and just lay it out. Number 3, turn on your underglow. And number 4, I don't know. Ejecto-ceto cousin. Overall, I think it's worth looking into the Maestro pieces if you're looking into retaining certain features and if it offered for your vehicle. Other than that, Jordan did a phenomenal job. Absolutely love the look of it. 10 out of 10 would do again, right?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I'll do them every day. The turnout is amazing on it, how it looks. It's flush, and there's so many different options you can do the Maestro piece. In this car, this will be the second or third one I've done of this exact vehicle, and they just look amazing. I'm very, very happy with them.
Well, guys, I believe that's it. If you want to know more about what we do, see things that we're doing day in, day out here at the shop, click that like button, subscribe, stay up to date, because we're continuing to bring stuff to the table so we can build a community. If you guys have questions, drop in the comment. Until then, stay blessed. See you next time.
See you next time.